You are once more welcome to this lectures room. I have a question here on calculus, which is on differentiation. The question says, differentiate y equal to x plus 1 into bracket squared with regard to x from first principle. I need to let you know this. When you are given a question like this in calculus, and this is written there, take note and put it at the back of your mind that this WRT means with regards to. Now, another thing I want you to take note is that if you are asked to make use of first principle, please do make use of that principle as I'm going to show you right now. Don't go against using that principle, because if you go against it, you are going to be penalized for that reason. So let's look at how we are going to make use of first principle to solve this question now. Now, I want to write the question again. I have solution now. I have y equal to x plus 1 squared. Now, the transformation of this x plus 1 into bracket square is this. Y equal to x plus 1, x plus 1. Then, y can now be equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1. If you try to do the expansion on your own, you're going to get it that way. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is 1x. 1 times x is x, that's 2x now. 1 times 1 is 1. That's how we have it this way. Now, having got this like this now, you can now be able to now look at changing y-axis compared to changing x-axis. That is the next thing you are going to do. You now see any change that happened to y-axis, that is y plus the y, will be equal to the same change that will happen to the x-axis. That will be at each level or each time where we have the x, you also have that change as well. We are going to have x plus dx squared plus 2 into bracket x plus dx plus 1. So, we're going to continue this way. We have y plus y will be equal to, if we expand this value here by saying x plus dx, x plus a, the way I made this one here, you are going to have x squared plus 2x dx plus the s squared. That is what this value is going to transform into. Then I open up this bracket, plus 2 times x is 2x, plus 2 times the x is 2 dx, plus 1. Now, having got this now, we have been able to insert the value, make the expansion that happen to the y-axis to also happen to the x-axis as well. So we can now let the y be the only value that's going to be at this left hand side here. So the y will now be equal to x squared plus 2x dx plus the x squared plus 2x plus s squared plus 2x dx, 2ds plus 1 minus y. Now, this y is the one I transform into this part. I transfer it to this part to continue with my solution to the question. So I'm going to have now the y will be equal to s squared plus 2x dx plus the s squared plus 2x plus 2dx plus 1 minus, what is the value of y? That is the value given to us initially. That's x plus 1 squared. But you are not going to write this one because we do not have a value that looks like this here now. You are going to write the transformation that we have that y for in the calculation we have earlier. So we are going to have minus, you are going to write this one out there, s squared plus 2x plus 1. Now, I have to put this in bracket because if you do not put it in bracket, this negative sign will only affect this x squared. But in order for you to let the negative sign affect everything, in other words, it must affect all of them. So you have to open up a bracket for them, and you understand what bracket mean in mathematics. That is multiplication. So I move ahead now to have the y will be equal to x squared plus 2x dx plus the x squared plus 2x plus 2dx plus 1 minus x squared minus times plus 2x minus 2x minus times plus 1 minus 1. Now, we have been able to apply this negative value to have effect on each of these terms inside this bracket. So we move ahead to collect like terms now. Collect like terms. So we're going to have the y to be equal to s squared minus s squared. So the one I try to underline them. Then plus 2x dx. Is there any other like terms like that? No. So we move on. Plus the s squared. Do you have any other term like that? No. Plus 2x. We have another term like 2x minus 2x. What do I have there again? Plus 2dx. We don't have any other term like that. Then plus 1 minus 1. You can see that I've been able to underline all the terms I pick one after the other. So I've been able to choose everything. You have to do that in order for you to be able to make sure that you are sure that you have already moved everything into this part. So we're going to have the y now will be equal to x squared minus x squared will be 0. Then we have 2x minus 2x will be 0 plus 1 minus 1 will also be 0. So we are having behind for us now 2x dx plus the x squared plus 2dx. 2x dx plus the x squared plus 2dx. Now, at this stage now, we can now say that we have to have the ratio of change in y-axis to that of the change in x-axis. Is it ratio of the y to the x? So we are going to have the y dx now. So whatever happened to this side must happen to this side as well. So we are going to have is equal to 2x dx plus the x squared plus 2dx all over the x as well. So we have the y dx now will be equal to 2x dx over the x plus the x squared over the x as well plus 2dx over the x. So we are going to have now this one, it goes off like this. This one, we take one of these off. This two goes off as well. So we are having behind now the y the x to be equal to, now the y the x, as I've said earlier, will be equal to 2x plus dx. You know, is one dx that we cut here plus 2. So we have the y dx as the x tends to 0 will be equal to, so wherever you see the x now, you substitute it by 0. 2x plus 0 plus 2. Therefore, finally, the y dx will be equal to 2x plus 2. So that is the answer we get for this particular question that we are given to differentiate with first principle. You can see that we pass through a lot of steps before we arrive here. Ordinarily, you can make use of formula method of solving the differentiation to get this answer quickly. Within 2-3 steps, you'll be able to find the answer. But look at the steps we follow. That is what the examiner really needs from you. They want to know how you understand the question. So please take note of this, follow the steps accordingly. You can use it to solve any question. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be able to have more of our topics that we deal with there. Thank you and God bless.